Hi class, my name is Ashley and this is my article presentation. Let's share my screen. Share. Okay. The article I chose was Youth School Experience Testing the Role of Symptoms of Anxiety and Co-occurring Symptoms of Depression by Tony, Junja, and Yolanda, presented by Ashley Trujillo. Intro on anxiety. Mental health problems in American students have been major public health for years, affecting about 1/4 of American youth. Anxiety disorder and mood disorders, known as depression, are two major mental health problems, affecting 31.9% and 14.3% of American youth. Undoubtedly, there is American youth who fall below the threshold for a clinical disorder diagnosis and yet are still functionally impairing to a varying degree by symptoms of anxiety and depression. Existing research has shown that both symptoms of anxiety and depression can lead to poor school experiences, including negative attitude towards teachers and school and poor peer relations. Coexistence of symptoms of anxiety and depression. Here's a graph that I found of some symptoms of both and both that do have in common. Depression has depressed mood, loss of interest, motor retardation, hopelessness, and low self-esteem. Anxiety has muscle tension, shortness of breath, chronic worry, heart palpitations, feeling on edge, nausea, numbness, and fear of losing control. Some of these have some in common, which are fatigue, weight loss and gain, sleep disturbance, agitation, and irritability, difficulty concentrating, thoughts of death. Some anxiety and depression, negative attitude towards teachers and school. There is limited research on how coexisting anxiety problems and depressive problems are related to students' school experiences, such as attitudes towards teachers and school and peer relations. Nevertheless, one study focused on anxiety and depression symptoms in relation to youth friendship difficulties and found that compared with depression symptoms, anxiety symptoms were not as impacted on youth friendship difficulties. For instance, Murray and Greenberg found that elementary school students who reported more anxiety and depression symptoms also reported a more negative perception of teachers and lower level of attachment to school. On large study on students' sense of connectedness to schools found that anxiety and depression were negatively associated with school connectedness, which may contribute to poor school experiences. Another study on 206 19-year-old students' attitudes towards their school and toward their teacher reported that higher scores of symptoms of anxiety predicted more negative attitude to school and to teachers. Predicting negative attitude towards school, teachers, and peer relations. Here's a little graph I found. First, we ran preliminary analysis by entering scores for the key predictors individually and separately into regression models. For each regression analysis, we controlled for age, gender, and ethnicity and receiving mental health treatment status. As shown in this table, scores for symptoms of anxiety were not significantly related to negative attitude towards teachers, but were significantly related to negative attitude towards school and poor peer relations. Scores for symptoms of depression were significantly related to negative attitude toward teachers and negative attitude towards school and poor peer relations. It is noteworthy that the scores for symptoms of depression explained a large amount of variance in poor peer relations. That was my presentation. I hope you guys liked it. I did learn a lot. Well, that's it. Thank you.